Kim finds Jimmy in a hotel pool. He tells her that he's tired of pretending to be something he is. He ropes her into conning an investment douchebag, tricking him into paying for their Zafiro Añejo tequila shots. Kim is excited by the con and she and Jimmy sleep together. In the morning, out of a sense of obligation to Kim, Jimmy takes the job at D&M. Daniel buys a garish, expensive truck, which Mike refuses to take to the meeting with Nacho. Daniel fires Mike and takes it anyway. Without Mike's supervision, Nacho discovers Daniel's real name and address. He breaks in and steals Daniel's drugs as well as his baseball card collection. Daniel reports the card theft to the police, who become suspicious when they discover the concealed hole in the wall in which Daniel hid his drugs. Mike has Jimmy get Daniel out of legal trouble by selling a story about Daniel making fetish videos for a rich benefactor and storing the tapes in the wall. Jimmy falsifies evidence to sell the story. Mike then arranges for Daniel to trade his truck to Nacho in exchange for the cards. Jimmy makes outreach to Sandpiper residents, but is constrained by the law against soliciting. He arranges for a bus of Sandpiper residents to break down, allowing him to solicit in circumvention of the law. Chuck is suspicious of his methods, so Jimmy pivots to making a commercial. He films his own, starring Geraldine Strauss, but airs it without approval by Cliff Main or the other partners. The partners determine that it damages D&M's brand. Cliff decides not to fire Jimmy, but has him watched by fellow attorney Aaron Brill. Howard, embarrassed by Jimmy's stunt, punishes Kim, putting her in doc review. Jimmy decides he no longer fits at D&M and acts obnoxiously at work until Cliff fires him without cause, securing his signing bonus. Jimmy returns to the private practice of elder law and makes a commercial with disregard for permit laws. Kim networks to the point of exhaustion. She lands a client for HHM, Bank Mesa Verde. Howard refuses to bring her out of doc review, however. Kim leaves HHM to start a private practice, sharing an office with Jimmy. She and Jimmy hire Francesca Liddy as an assistant. Kim tries to convince Mesa Verde owner Kevin Wachtel to come with her and leave HHM, but Chuck convinces him to stick with HHM. Chuck collapses after the visit to the office, and his caretaker, HHM employee Ernesto, calls Jimmy. Jimmy takes care of Chuck. Jimmy sees unsecured Mesa Verde documents in Chuck's house and makes doctored copies of them at a copy shop, switching 2 numbers on the address line.